All right, peace and blessings, everybody. It's Thursday, June the 21st, the year 2018. I'm about to read a very long letter that came in the mail from Dennis Morgan Hicks. As I get time, I will scan this letter and put it up on Year of Jubilee. We'll make a Dropbox for Dennis Morgan Hicks, so all of his prison letters will go into that Dropbox. Dennis Morgan Hicks, I'll just refer to him as Dennis Hicks from now on, is on Alabama death row. It appears that he's either a cellmate or close to the cell of Thomas Lane. Thomas Lane maintains the innocence for the murder of his wife, Teresa Lane, and it appears that Dennis Hicks is maintaining his innocence for the murder of Joshua Duncan, I believe, in 2011. They say in 2011 that Dennis Hicks decapitated and disemboweled this mentally challenged young man, I believe in Alabama, at a shooting range that had been abandoned. Keep in mind that at the time, Dennis Hicks was 53 years old, and he'd already spent 25 years in prison, and he was on parole for a double murder in Mississippi, where they claim that he shot and stabbed two victims and left the bodies in the trunk of a car. So we need to be cognizant of the fact that there's three victims here. I'm sure the families are very sensitive and grieved for their lost family members. Having stated that, I don't take a position on Dennis Hicks' innocence or guilt, but at the same time, we know that there's so much corruption in our judicial system that it behooves us to at least read the letter from a man on death row and to look into the case. So if you believe that he's guilty or you believe that he's innocent, you're welcome to leave comments in the comments section with whatever your belief systems are and why you believe that. But we do run a Christian prison ministry, and we do read letters from prisoners. And what you're about to hear is a 9-page letter from Dennis Hicks on Alabama death row, and they claim he killed 3 people. The letter is dated June the 15th, 2018. It says, "Dear Miss Aaron and Mr. Rudy, hello, hope all is well and good for you both. I sat down to do a Bible study from Evangel Prison Ministry. Got in the mail yesterday, but you both are on my mind. From my next door cellie, Thomas Lane." You guys should know Thomas Lane. We've done several videos about him. "Cellie, Thomas Lane conversation telling me talk with you about you're on the side of the road car trouble. I had it happen to me before too. My radiator once, universal joints the second time. Luckily I had 4-wheel drive when it happened. Glory. I already wrote you once last week, wanted to cover some of my needs, learn what your guidance can lead me to. Please, maybe it will be helpful in your posting my cause on the internet. You can get full details from my appeal lawyer, Miss Rachel Judge, on exact location, people names, dates, and such. Here is my request. 7 years ago, the police in Mobile, Alabama made up a story. They had the DA, sheriff, judge help them sell it to the jury. In fact, the coroner went along with it and falsified the autopsy report. The doctor that tested me and lied to the jury, claiming I misuse human being as objects. He's been arrested on 4 drug charges, license pulled and fired, and turned himself in rehab to help get him out of a prison sentence. I hope he get well and admit to all the lies he did to dozens of people. I know of 4 other cases where the people got a death sentence. 3 got overturned, 2 got life, 1 still pending. Here is the event. While 7 months on parole in Mississippi, my mother's husband, died April of 2005. She was married 30 years, 28 to my dad, then 30 to my stepdad. She was 82 years old. My sibling tried to put her in the rest home, get her house and stuff. Well, she summoned me back home to become her full-time caregiver. Was an honor and privilege to love and work for Mom. I sold my place, left the job, came and worked in the day, and at first, then, as mother's health went down, stay at her side day and night. We had a great time. Mother passed on in September of 2006. For 1.5 years, she had a peaceful, happy life. I am her 10th child, only one not married. Only one who was willing to move in and love and help. Love and help her. I had a dual parole status, Mississippi and Alabama. I live a godly, peaceful Christian life. Been drug-free for 38 years, since 7 was 21. For instance, fast forward in September of 2011, 5 years after Mother's departure to heaven, I was picked up and arrested for theft. I had purchased a U-Haul utility trailer, had half a dozen witnesses signed bill of sale, but was arrested by the guy's grandmother. I can't read the word, but was arrested by the guy grandmother. My parole officer believed in me, checked out the evidence, asked the judge to release me, got out on bond. 2 months later, this man, Bodie, was turned deal on police. Was found. This man's body was found dead on a police secure compound, firing range, piece of property that was closed. I think he's talking about Joshua Duncan. The police in charge had found out I was on parole and came to my parole hearing. Asked I be placed back in prison. Parole officer said no, and he changed the U-Haul trailer value on the spot during the hearing from less than $500, which is third degree, in what I was arrested for wrongfully, into a $2,800 value trailer to cause it to become a first degree. Well, when the judge let me out, this police started to hound me. When the man was found dead, he began claiming I did it. Went around my neighborhood and told dozens of people I had done it. He disregarded all the real forensic evidence and started making up false evidence. The supposed killing supposed to have happened in September of 2011, and I told the appointed lawyer where I was, what I was doing, to prove my innocence, which I was returning my sister to Searcy Hospital, a state mental hospital. She'd been there for 40, 50 years. She's 10 years older something me, probably than me. I lived her over 100 times I lived her. I don't understand that phrase. Something lived her over 100 times from 2005 to 2011. Something gotten her pass from half a day to 10 days. It happened she had a weekend pass the night the police came. I was in a fight and killed this man. I was returning her. I am on the video surveillance security camera inside and out. I signed the log register record book showing my driver's license number, passed my sister her clothes and unused medicine over to the nurse. Probably saw half a dozen workers. The lawyer said they did not need it, that I did not need to prove innocence. The state had to prove guilt. Well, here is how I understood the something. Here is how I understood the something. I'm really, look, I do the best I can at reading these people's writings. It's not unusual to not be able to read their writing really well. Andrew Perk manufactured the whole lie. Maybe it's Andrea, I'm not sure. Andrew or Andrea. He claimed to talk to 3 kids in April of 2012. 3, 4, and 5 years old. Something their mom and dad was in prison. In 2010 and 2011, their grandmother, Regina Norris, was given custody. I carry them dozens of time to church, 200 people, etc. during these 2 years. Well, in September 2011, I purchased the trailer. Got arrested for the man who I got arrested had a warrant issue by his grandmother too. He hid out, did not get picked up. I went to the police station to clear my name of any wrongdoing. Was arrested and got out 11 days later on bond. 2 months later, October 24, 2011, the man found dead. The police went to the grandmother house during the investigation. For months, they started claiming I killed the man at my house, but video of him at the grandmother's house clearly shows he wasn't dead, and it is from a neighbor surveillance yard camera. He has 6 views, 2 of them view on Regina Norris property, both partial driveway and front porch. Because the 3 kids became too much for her, she called the other grandkids' grandmother in Chicago, Illinois. In June of 2011, she came by something, pick up the littlest 3-year-old, took him back to Chicago, kept him until his mother was released in November of 2011. So she again rode a bus, come back and deliver him to her in the November 2011. In April 2012, the police talked to all 3 kids. After over a dozen bribes at toy sweets, the 3-year-old finally repeated what the police told him to, claiming Uncle Dennis got it in a fight and killed the man. Of course, none of it never happened, none of it. Well, he got a dozen child care expert, other officials, the video child claiming what they coached him to saying. In reality, the toddler was in Chicago, but the police did not have enough sense to ask. He presumed they all 3 were together the whole time their parents was in prison. He built false evidence around this child, who he put up to say what he did. He was only 3. He doesn't know yet a lie or a truth. He too small. But the police claim he took the boy to the house. He pointed out the exact spot the fight happened, that I took the body outside and hung it on a particular tree. The boy pointed it out because none of all the dozen or so forensic science tests done shows no trace of any body, blood, his, nobody. The police got some trash dog. The police got a fresh dog to go sit on the spot in the house and go sit out at the tree, and told the jury that it did it because it smelled the dead person's body bones there. All manufactured lies. What I need help in is really some volunteer help from a law school student, a innocent project group that specializes in helping wrongful convicted people, church members or retired people that live close by or in Chicago, Illinois area. The little boy was there, hold on, for 6 months. The grandmother showed him off to family, neighbors. Many church members saw and talked to him. Sunday school care worker took care of him. People meet him, pastor, etc., took photographs with him. He had a medical treatment due. One was from a bicycle accident that injured his ankle, needing a cast. He saw doctors, nurses, x-rays. Folks, I need medical records, copies, all the documents and material of eyewitness account of meeting and something the child at play, and can't read the word, something the child at play. People move off, die, and dwell. This should have been done in 2011, 2012, but it was not. I want to help save, preserve the truthful evidence of my innocence. I realize, Miss Aaron and Mr. Rudy, that the bus tickets, their station, video evidence might not be available after almost 7 years. But honestly, I believe a ton of evidence is still there, available to be gathered up with a caring soul who is against injustice and corrupt verdicts. Hold on. I am totally 100% innocent. They made up their case on nonsense. I would like for you to help get somebody both in Chicago on the kid movement and in Mobile on my movement, and help me something the truthful factual fact. Help me save the truthful factual facts. Three, support my they support my innocence. Are you able to set up a Facebook or YouTube or Twitter account with my cause, and or maybe a website of both my innocence and what is needed to show and prove my innocence? There in Chicago, maybe you can Google folk there who go to the grandmother's church and actually play with him. Got photographs of him there. My appeal lawyer don't do trial circuit research. I hope my reversal will come this year. I decided to try and find somebody to help me get up the proper people to gather up truthful evidence before it is lost. I mean, God forbid I do 10 to 15, 20, 30 years here. Then somebody decide to go look for the evidence. When I said it was a 9-page letter, it's like a 13-page letter. I've been here on death row 2 years, 5 years in the county jail. This shock is wearing off. The shock is wearing off. I am innocent. My suffering is real. Lost liberty, relationships, all my worldly possessions. Got a disgraceful shame brand on my shoulder. I want the record clear. I want to be clear of this horrible crime. I did not do it. Please help in whichever area you know to do. I'll do phone interviews and will in major media to help. TV network shows. I've 48 hours, 60 minutes, 2020, Nightline. Whoever. I'll become the poster board people for wrongful imprisonment. Due to the bias prejudice of one lieutenant cop, he misguided and helped the corrupt lie, whole investigation railroad, rigged false lies to frame me. He could not stand for a ex-offender to be in society, but I lived a peaceful, righteous lifestyle. I love being a Christian. I seek to honor and love God, and my fellow man, contact whoever you can on my behalf. I need the connection on caring people to get the truth before an honest jury. Our effort, energy, time with this objective in mind is what I am requesting your service for. To spread the news of it all. To locate people in the needed area and or people willing to go there to seek out the retiree who can do the test on needed items to show that the few the police did are not totally accurate. Their mark was 10, 12, 15 years old. Need something tested, signature on the bill of sale. The DA claims to the jury I faked. It matches his signature because it is his signature. He got plenty of things to sign. He signed Social Security card, high school diploma, food stamps, forms. The week he supposed he did to have died too. Just so much. Appoint and designate all your believe who will be available and good at either talking to people in Chicago or Mobile and good at gathering up documents, research like the hospital records, those who can test items. I mean, I had 3 toolboxes in my vehicle. A work tool, a knife was tested 4 times. First 3 come back paint oil on it. The 4th was undecided, and they used that one for the jury to hear, claiming it was the murder weapon, and I just wash off the blood. Some blank the house and the tree. Nonsense, made up lies. Your expertise is needed. How do we gather up the forces to rally people around this just cause? This injustice been going on 7 years almost. 7, realize, Mr. Rudy, may across our great nation got it much worse. Many across our great nation got it much worse than me. I am in great health, good shape, almost 60 years old, don't smoke, do drugs, nor drink alcohol, love working, repairing, building things, love people, old and young. Never sought to be famous, wealthy, just a regular, simple man. Thank you for all your time, willingness, and successful help you're giving me. God bless you both. Hoping to hear from you soon. Be safe, healthy, and happy. I remain peace and love, your friend, Dennis Hicks. All right, and then I got a P.S. Last note. He wrote this on June the 15th. So this was written 6 days ago. P.S. Tommy just talked to you. I guess that would be Thomas Lane. Said you got my other letter and had wrote me back. Am looking forward to it. Thank you. He said he got 8 Penpals first month. He posted a website Penpal listing for him. That more than all the family and friends I write together. I would love to get some Penpals mail. I got a Germany-Europe Penpal. Takes weeks, months even to hear from them. Like to write people here in the USA, especially Illinois area and Alabama. Can you designate me for a website for Penpals too? I am 5'11", hazel color eyes, pepper gray and black hair, white single, birthday is 8/1/1958. I'll be 60 August the 1st. I'm in great health, like the outdoors, love people and animals, enjoy working for myself, mostly building stuff, renovate houses, repair, paint, roof, lots of skills and abilities in the workforce. Never been married by choice, love being active in my local church, don't do drugs, smoke, enjoy good, clean fun, not looking for a special romantic relationship, got too much to deal with, but true friends. Be great. May relocate to new state. Church. Find a new friends. Am a peaceful, righteous, godly man. Am a people person, but can be happy along on projects like Lots of music, bluegrass, gospel, my favorite, old classics, Scott music. I don't know what that is. Another, am starting to draw and write poems since I've been locked up. In my 7th year, I don't hate nobody. I like to short. Life is too short to poison myself with hatred. Am into honor, respect, love, goodness, like courage, loyalty, kindness. I consider myself self-taught, educated man. Do have in college studies done. Like to write people in the USA, singles or couples. Our age, any race, Christian or lost people, contact me at my address, love at Holman Prison. Thank you, Brother Rudy. You can edit it to fit space. Thank you. All right. Well, that's convicted murderer on 3 counts, so I guess you would call that a serial murder on Alabama death row, maintains his innocence. And he hasn't actually talked about the murder that occurred 25 years ago from 2011. I guess that would be around 1986. So I might write him back and ask him if he maintains his innocence on the first 2 murders, because he only wrote about the Joshua Duncan one. Anyway, I don't really have a position. I just know that if a man maintains his innocence and maintains that he's a Christian, I shouldn't turn my back on him unless I'm 100%. If I believe that someone is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and if I think that someone's lying to me, I will turn my back on somebody. But because I don't believe that our judicial system is fair, and I don't know enough about his case, I'm still in the phase where I'm learning, and I may be in that phase for a long time. Anyway, pray for the victims and their families, because obviously they are grieving the loss of their loved ones. And I think that we all want to make sure that we have the right people on death row. I hope that we can all agree upon that. All right, take care.